So here we are on Election Day, 2008.
And so you're running for local office. Will you tell us what that office is and why you're running for it?
Yeah, I'm a state representative. I've been a state representative here for this little corner of Addison County here in Vermont for 8 years, and I'm running for another term.
And then what do you hope to do in this next term?
You know, a lot of what I do in the State House is to speak up for people who don't have high-priced lobbyists speaking for them. I'm on the Human Services Committee. I spent a great deal of my life doing service, working with people who have been dealt tough hands. This year, today, that group is expanding. There's more and more families who are working their tails off, 2 jobs, and still having a hard time paying the bills.
And then medical expenses and increased heating bills this winter, and it looks like it might be a very rough winter for a lot of Vermonters.
Yeah, I think there's more and more families that are, they're playing by the rules. They're doing exactly what we asked them to do, and they're still not making it.
And can you tell us a little bit about the bill that you put forward about bringing home
as a Vermont
the National Guard, and why?
State representative, we have a special interest in the welfare of our Guard. These guys signed up, and they don't get to say that they agree with the mission or disagree with the mission. They don't have a choice. It's my job as a politician, as a part of the political world, to speak up and say when I believe, if I believe that the mission that they've been given is illegal. I do believe the mission they've been given is illegal.
It does seem like it would be contrary to at least the Geneva Conventions as a war of aggression. And then so that puts us in a difficult position here where sometimes the argument gets confused about supporting the troops and supporting the mission.
Yeah.
Do you think that you can support the troops without supporting the mission?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I think that we've learned a lot from previous wars and how we express our opposition to wars when we believe they're illegal. I have to say that I'm motivated to take my position, to take my stance out of respect for the incredible service that these guys are giving. I'm going to say again, they don't get to voice opposition to the orders they're given.
So they're kind of counting on us to do our job through democracy back here at home.
It's our responsibility. It's not only an important thing for us to stand up about, it's also I believe I'm obligated. And just to lay out the legal framework quickly, yeah, there's arguments about the Geneva Convention and about our Constitution about this war. But my argument is very simply that Congress defined a very clear mission for this war, and that was to deal with the threat posed by Saddam and to deal with weapons of mass destruction. Nobody's arguing today that either of those 2 factors are still in play. If Congress wants us to continue to occupy that country forever, Congress could do so, but they haven't. And until they do so, the president's on his own. The president doesn't get to go to war unilaterally. Our Constitution calls for Congress to be involved.
So today we're looking at possibly a radical change in the electorate all the way across the country, where perhaps we're going to go in a direction where we can go further into the questions of what does it mean to support the troops and the Constitution without hopefully it being brought down to such a base level as we've seen in the past, and hopefully with a lot more Democrats in the House.
And I gotta say, people ask me why I'm making this stance. Here we are on Election Day and I'm articulating this argument. I'm hopeful, I believe that we're going to have a President Obama elect after today, but I believe he needs this stance. We need to make sure that when we go to war, it's done so legally. It's done so carefully and done so legally. We need to do that just as much under an Obama presidency or as any president.
Exactly. I mean, perhaps tomorrow we celebrate, but then the next day we get back to work. All right, well...
So I'm very excited that on the weekend that we inaugurate our next president, that I plan on standing with a number of other state legislators from around the country to stand together to express a state's rights, the state's view on this war. And just say again, if you want to use our National Guard, you're going to have to go to war
it seems like there's a lot of issues too where employers are required to keep up benefits and such, and in a way kind of finance the war when they don't get the benefit of being able to have the employee. And then also it seems like the National Guard and the military are using using National Guardsmen as part-time employees, not taking care of their benefits and putting all that cost on the employer. And it seems like there's a, I mean, as far as in our communities, a lot of our firefighters and our military and a lot of our, the basis of our community, a lot of them do serve the military.
You know, there's a lot of legal arguments, but I'm going to stick to a human one. Right now we have about 25 Vermont National Guard members in Iraq. Some say, wow, that's a very small number. It is a small number. But I'm going to say even one is too many.
Well, thank you very much for this interview.
Your pony here.
And I look forward to voting for you.
Thank you.
And seeing what you do through these next few years.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.